50 years ago, people still had to work. They commuted every day and worked to pay for their daily consumptions. Only a small portion of people could do the really creative jobs or have a relaxing life, quite like our current world. Then, around 25 years ago, there was a great revolution. Autonomous machines replaced human jobs and people were released from their daily grind. This allowed them to embrace creativity, but most of them embraced more leisurely lifestyle, like beer and chips, and spent their time relaxing on the beach, entertaining themselves. They were satisfied with the status quo and stopped all progress. With these changes, around 20 years ago, some serious issues appeared which foreshadowed a great decline. Humans were weak. They had become subservient to the machines that once liberated them. Unknowingly, they were losing their survival abilities, and they had relied on the machine's care, just like a baby has a need for its mother.
Every morning I wake up the same way, following my pre-established routine. Monotony became normal to me. Back then, I thought I was content with my life. I always considered myself responsible and disciplined, unlike others in my society who loafed around and spent their days doing nothing productive. I was much more than them. I was earning my place by exercising hard. Every day I cycled on my bike to earn merits. I was hardly sustaining myself, but at least I was maintaining my fitness. I would have never expected something so drastic to start from something so minuscule. There was no reason for things to be different, until that fateful day, when I met a girl. The story starts like every cliché fantasy. I went to the vending machine for lunch. I noticed she was struggling with the machine. Instinctively, I wanted to help her. With a smile, she commented that I was clever. I handed her the item that fatefully brought us together. I took the opportunity to introduce myself. Her name was Abby. What I handed to her was an extremely expensive item, an item out of the ordinary world I was used to. But with a confident yet humble aside, she told me that she had earned it. I was shocked and intrigued. As quickly as things started, she left. And like most encounters with women, that's where things end. I'm just kidding, the story goes on. I caught up to her walking away, and pushed by curiosity, asked more questions to her. I asked her, how can I become more like you? What do you do different? She replied with a smirk that she was a bounty hunter. I blurted out in surprise, whoops, that's not my type. Abby laughed. She told me, if you want something, you have to go and get it, and that you just have to apply yourself and push your own limits. Enthusiastically, she said that she could help me. She brought me to the Mission and Learning Hub, an unfamiliar place to me. Abby half-heartedly joked to me that once I crossed the entryway, I would be reborn. She jested, not to worry and to relax. I didn't need insurance for what she was about to show me. Abby introduced everything to me. We started that day from an information point, where I learned what services were available in the hub. Abby taught me and explained the reason behind the center. Abby narrated to me that after the Great Decline, groups of people began bonding and forming together to preserve their cultural heritage and to develop skills. Automation had rendered people passive, so this countercultural movement of partaking in personal responsibility and development emerged. People wanted to feel empowered and fulfilled, not to just see everything lost to a time past and eventually transferred into museums. She also emphasized the importance of keeping the technology that had liberated us advancing and state-of-the-art. We had to be prepared for natural and artificial disasters. Our liberators could also be our downfall, she warned, if we did not realize their importance. She told me that some people, in preparation of such outcomes, had even begun training their survival skills, practicing handcrafts, hunting, and keeping themselves in physical shape. They were, in essence, keeping a lineage of craftspeople, making sure we could survive. Abby also informed me that there were still some people eager to learn and to satisfy their curiosities. They wanted to solve problems, maintain the system that had liberated and supplied us. They wanted to push the technological boundaries. They were not pleased with stagnation, but always seek development. She concluded saying that all the various traits were still valued and rewarded. After the tour of the hub, we arrived at a digital screen. This, she pointed out, is the Bounty Mission Board. She told me that it has different kinds of tasks, based on learning and problem solving. She recommended to me to choose the basic beginner tasks, such as the cultural immersion, or the exploring and survival learning. In a move to impress her, I said, "Why don't we just choose the task with the biggest reward?" Abby laughed. Abby then invited me to practice and try a cultural immersion task with her. Abby then guided me to acquire the task.
Life is quite boring. He wakes up every morning, exercises on his stationary bike, and earns merits to save up for the entrance ticket of the Hot Shot show. This kind of life is neither creative nor motivational. I don't understand why all the people have to use stationary bikes, especially in an indoor environment. They are like prisoners.
Because of this threat, at some point, the governments and the people established a service system to force citizens to keep fit. It rewarded talented and skilled people with a higher social level, while punishing lazy and uncreative people. This was too authoritative and restrictive. That was the original premise of the show and the world it tried to describe.
Human beings are not sustainable at all. Our bodies consume more energy than it can generate. I think cycling is not even able to provide enough energy for growing and producing food for their daily intake. So the service should encourage people to do a wide variety of activities and rewards them for improving the quality of life. Human beings are creatures with many desires. The majority of the population wants a better life.
If it is 550 years ahead of us, I want a system to reward curious or skilled people higher quality of life, but not to punish and push people who are not. There needs to be a way out. People should be able to choose what they want to do freely, without punishment or judgment. Even they decide don't move their ass and are satisfied with minimum daily supplies. So how about this? The system will give a very small daily amount of merit to give citizens for covering their minimum daily intakes. Those who want extra will be rewarded median income of merit by doing physical exercise, and will be rewarded from high to very high amount of merit if they choose to do other creative or skill training.